Hi there and welcome to another Parker Adams Boat Sales walkthrough tour. My name is Andrew Adams and I'm here at Hamble Point, our home marina, and I have behind me a Quarken 27. Now this is a really interesting boat to bring you. This boat is basically brand new. So this boat was the Quarken boat that went to the Southampton Boat Show. So if you've heard of Quarken, then you'll have seen this boat or possibly been on it at the Southampton Boat Show. The customer bought it at the show and has decided that he's going to trade up to something slightly larger, and so for that reason this boat has come onto the market. So I'm really excited to bring you this boat. Now I went on it at the show. He's a customer, we've known him for a little while, and he came over to me so excited at the Southampton Boat Show because he'd seen this boat. I went to the show with no intention of buying it, and I understand why he bought this boat. It's a really nice blend. It's quite an exciting blend actually, something between an Axopar and a Sargo. It's got kind of the dynamism of the Axopars but the space of the Sargos, and you've still got Scandinavian build quality. So the build quality on this boat is exceptional. Spaciousness inside, you've got loads of space. You've got this cabin here where you've got a large double bed, and you've also got a toilet here, and then in this pilot house you've got a really good design where you've got this bench seat at the back. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this because I want to show you that on the video a little bit later on. But obviously two helm and co-pilot seat, loads of navigation. I'll run through absolutely everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk my way down the boat, start off on the bow. I've got Nick who's doing a great job on the camera work for me today. If I forget anything, Nick's going to remind me and point at things. So if you hear Nick's voice, that's why. But let's start off at the bow. The first thing to note is that I can't remember what the official name is. It's not asymmetric. It's basically where the pilot house is slightly offset to the right-hand side rather than being in the middle. And what that does is create a really large walkway all the way around this side. So you don't have access on the other side, but you just need to make sure you always moor up on this side. And you've got really very good deep side decks. Start off on the bow. LED lights on the bow, and then you've got a stainless steel anchor. Always like to see a stainless steel anchor and a stainless steel chain. Love a stainless steel chain. Obviously fully electric windlass, and then inside here you've got pretty big storage locker there. So there's actually a fender in there. When we went out a few minutes ago and did the drone footage, I had two fenders stuck into there plus all the ropes. It's a good locker to store things into. In fact, I mentioned about the drone footage. I'm just going to stick an overlay on the top here and just show you the boat going along. Let's do that now. Here you can see the boat just going along in Southampton water. Really good, solid build. She pushes through these waves. It's not particularly rough today, but she pushed through the waves beautifully. No drama, just a really good, solid boat. Anyway, let's get back to the walkthrough tour. So under feet, what you've got is a sort of a Vasadex style PVA foam, which is really nice and soft underfoot, and I really like the design in here. But what you have is you've got a seating space here for, I would say, 3 people could sit at the front comfortably. You have a table which sits up here, so you could sit up here with 3 people along here and have a really nice meal while sitting in a bay looking out and watching the world go by. But being a boat packed full of lots of features, you have the table opens out, drops into place here, and there's an infill cushion which then turns this into a sun pad. So then you've got a good sun pad area for 2 people. You've got speakers at the front as well, so you've got music up at the front. What's not to like about that? It's a really nice spot to sit and watch the world go by. Underneath here there's also a hatch, so if you want to get access to the accommodation, there's a hatch just down there. So in fact I'll leave that off because you can see how much light there is coming in when I go and show you the cabin a little bit later on. So I'll just leave that off down there. But the infill cushion goes in there, and that creates that as a sun pad area, which is really nice. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab the camera for a second and I'll pass it back in a minute just to show the depth of these side decks. So once we're in this position here, if I step into that lower place, that's actually way above my hip there. So it really is a very chunky side rail on there, and you've got a step just infilled there, so you've got easy access out to the side, and that's really nice. So I'm going to go to the back now, and then I'll show you inside a little bit later. So this boat's powered by a Yamaha 300, so 300 horsepower boat, gives performance around about the 40 knots. And it's a really interesting boat to drive actually. So what it does, when you're going along and you turn, the wheelhouse turns slightly and then it bites and it turns. So it's quite an interesting boat to handle and manoeuvre, but it's got a really safe, solid feel, and that engine's got a real roar to it. I've not spent much time on Yamaha powered boats, but I really like the engine interface on it, and they're very solid, reliable engines with a nice, meaty roar to them. I like the fact that you've got side access up here, so it's very easy for people to get on board it. So if you've got anybody, perhaps an older person who's buying this boat with any mobility issues, if you pull the boat in, that goes right to the edge and you can step on and then hold on to this really nice ski pole. Now, there's a few touches which are very similar to Axopar's. Obviously, Axopars are Scandinavian as well, and this ski pole looks very, very similar to that, but it's a nice, simple design and gives a good handhold there. In terms of the back bit here, if you wanted to do any fishing, there's an opportunity, I would say, to put some nice little fishing rod holders onto the side there, a nice amount of space at the back. And then when you lift this up, you've got a little catch that I forgot about. Lift that up there, you can see that your fenders, there's actually space to fit 4 fenders into there, any ropes, a couple of fenders onto the top, and just bits and bobs. So it's good use of storage on this boat. You've got a large bilge, that's lazarette access down in there. You'd probably get a couple of paddle boards down there, so that's good if you're out on a bay for a day. The usual things like transom shower, stainless steel boarding ladders, manual bilge pumps, little LED courtesy lights all the way around, and then your access to the batteries. I will just grab the GoPro again and just show you that. So access to the batteries is just under here, and I think this is really practical actually. On some boats the batteries are all almost hidden away, but you can see here, nice big battery bank, easy to get to and easy to change a battery out if you needed to on there. Just close that up again. So a good versatile space. Nick, jump on board and we'll go inside. Right, I throw my shoes off. You're going to go that way? Ah. So let's start off by going down below into the cabin, and then I'll show you some of the different arrangements that you can have in here. But the first thing I will point out when you step on board this boat is light. Light, light, light. There's loads of it. So you've got this really big opening sunroof here, and I like the fact that it's glass, and you can push it back a good long way, which gives you loads and loads of access to the sun. You've got lots of air coming through now. So it's one of those boats where it's a pilot house design, but actually if you open that door, open the back doors, open the side door, in the middle of the summer there's loads of nice air that would come through. So a good versatile all year round boat, because of course it's got heating. So in the winter you can heat this up, so it'd be lovely 20 degrees in here, but in the summer open it all up and get the air through. So let's carry on down here. Now this area here, you've got full standing height here, but you don't have any further standing height down there, but you don't need it, because as soon as you get to this point, you're basically on the bed. So you've got a nice large double bed. A light touches like you've got the LED lighting which runs throughout the top there, and then here you've got the hatch. You can open that up, get some air into this cabin. Of course you can get out there, so it's a good safety feature as well if you needed to. And then you've got the heads. So the heads has got a sea toilet here going into holding tank, and then you've got quite a nice design here where you've got running water from a water tank on board as well, and then you've got a curtain just that comes across and closes that area off. So if you did need some privacy, I'm not going to hide the fact that you need to be quite friendly to share this cabin with somebody in the loo that at close proximity, but if you're sharing a cabin, I think that's probably allowed. So the curtain could come across there, but of course if you had friends and family on board for the day, then just slide that door across and then you do have a nice concealed loo area. Talking too much about the loo. Right. Down here it's set to carpet, so that it all feels absolutely brand new. As I mentioned, just a reminder again, this is a 2022 boat, went in the water just for the Southampton Boat Show, and has only done 50 hours ever since. So the owners used it quite a nice amount in the last 6 months, shows how versatile it is during the winter months, but only 50 hours. So it's basically, think of this boat like a demonstrator, it's basically new. So that's down below. Those are that's the table that goes up, and I mentioned it folds out. So that's how it then folds to give you that double size that then drops in, and that infill cushion is just there. So let's look at the helm position first of all. So helm position is very nice. You've got a bolster seat here, so you can sit up in this position. That's probably the most natural place to sit driving this. If you were mooring up on this side, of course you do have cleats on this side, just don't have the walkway. But you can open up this window here, slides open, and you've got access to the cleat and the outside world. Twin plotters on here, so you've got twin Garmin plotters. All of the engine data can be displayed both on the dials and the gauges, but also on this Yamaha data control in the centre as well. Bow thruster fitted to this boat, and I really like this. I love my features and gadgets. There's a space here for your mobile phone. Drop the mobile phone on the top there, and it automatically starts charging. So that's really nice on there. Very trendy to have. All modern boats seem to have this style of dash now, where you get nice CNC cut-in names. Press that for your wipers. I've now made a mess on there. Washers, bilge pump, horn. And everything is presented very, very nicely. You've got automatic trim tabs on this boat as well. So when you're going along, just press auto. Because the boat has an offset pilot house, it does have a tendency to sit slightly to starboard. So what you can do is you can dial that out when you go up on the plane, set it how you want to, just press auto, and then the tabs will flatten the boat out as you're going along automatically, which is really nice. There's also a remote control there for the windlass. So electric windlass control, both up there and also on here. All your controls are in nice position. VHF down here, and he's got a portable VHF he keeps there, and a Fusion 670 radio down there as well, which is all full Bluetooth going out onto all the Fusion speakers. So that's nice. If you did want to drive and stand up, they are bolster-based seats, so that gives you just a little bit more space there. You've got the stainless steel footrest there as well, but everything's nice and easy to hand, and it's just a very nice, simple, nicely laid out dash. Right, let's go to the back, and this is where some of the surprises start to come in. So the layout as we've got it at the moment is what I'd say is probably the standard layout, where you've got a double bench seat here. Quite nice, I like the way it comes out. You could remove that totally, but actually I like the fact you just lift it up and rotate it. So it's on a really nice hinge system. In there you've got access to your distribution panel, all your service batteries, your life jackets the owner keeps in here as well. I just think that's a brilliant little design there, but that keeps that really nice and just slots in. Why more boats don't do that? I like that. And then you've got space for 2 people here, but this area here has got a little secret. So at the moment you can walk through, get access to the transom, but what you can do very, very quickly, lift that up into position, lift that up and lock it off. You may notice just nestling inside here, you have another seat. That seat pops onto the back there. Just going to try and do it smoothly and say how quick it is. Hopefully this works well. Pop it into there, and now you've created an extra. But attention to detail I really like is you don't have somewhere to put your feet, but you do, because all you need to do is just loosen off this here and pull that out, and that then goes all the way across to there, locks into place. Doing it the wrong way around, joys of being dyslexic. And now you have a seat. So now you've got a full seat all the way across here, where now you can comfortably get 3 people, probably 4 if you wanted to. But that doesn't end the features on this side. So let's put this out of the way. I'll pop that back into there. Put this down, do it all in real time. It's a little clip under here. One clip there, one clip there. Pop that down. And then slide this back into position there. So that's your standard access, but there's another surprise. So what you can do is you can move the seat into that position. I then get hold of the doors, and I can then move the whole side of the boat onto that side. See, now you've blocked off that area, and now you've got a stunning little seat here where you can sit and watch the world go by. If it's raining, you could sit there and you've got the cover. So actually, I really like that. I just think little touches like that are what make these new modern boats so special, because for years and years, we've just had standard boat design, which are great, but actually the more designers are getting involved and thinking about little ways that you can do things, I think it's brilliant. And that's a really, really nice example of that on this Quarken 27. Right, I'm going to do what I said I would do, Nick. Anything I've forgotten about, anything that I haven't mentioned that you've seen that you looked and liked the look of, or have I covered most things?
You've done well.
I've done all right, have I?
There's a fridge.
There's a fridge. Thank you. See, there's always something I forget. So Nick's just noticed there's a nice Dometic fridge, which is just down there. And there's also more storage underneath the helm seat as well. So in that section there, you've got storage. So good amount of storage on board this boat. And I just really like it. So from the moment I saw this boat in the Southampton Boat Show at 2022, I really liked it. It just had a really nice feel. So when James contacted us and said that he's putting it on the market and he'd like us to sell it, it's an absolute pleasure. Of course, all the lighting on board is LED, so it's all very power efficient. And from going out on it a few minutes ago, it performs just as well as it looks. So I think I'll probably bring this video to a close. So unless there's anything else, I think I've covered everything. So thanks as always for watching. Thanks for all your support for this channel. Please do remember, if you've got this far, you must have liked what you've seen so far. So please like, subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to bringing you the next video. Thanks as always.